Welcome back to Coin Explorer, the channel where we dive deep into the fascinating world of coins, their hidden stories, and the surprising values they can sometimes hold. Today, we're going to explore a coin that most people walk past every single day without giving it a second thought. It jingles in pockets, sits in change jars, and slides across counters at convenience stores. Yet, within the world of collectors, this little coin can sometimes tell a story far bigger than its small face value. I'm talking about none other than the 2007 United States Roosevelt Dime. Yes, that simple 10-cent piece featuring President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse. You might be thinking, it's just a dime, worth 10 cents. How could that possibly matter? But as we're about to uncover, the dime is more than just a coin. It's a piece of history, a piece of design, and, depending on its condition, rarity, or minting error, it can even be worth much more than its face value. So grab your magnifying glass and let's dive deep into the story of the 2007 Roosevelt Dime, the legacy of the Roosevelt Dime. Before we zoom in on the year 2007, let's take a step back. Why Roosevelt? Why the dime? The Roosevelt Dime has been in circulation since 1946, introduced just months after President Franklin D. Roosevelt passed away in April of 1945. Roosevelt wasn't only a beloved leader who guided the United States through the Great Depression and most of World War II, he was also closely connected to the March of Dimes campaign, which fought against polio, a disease he personally battled throughout his life. The dime, then, became both a tribute to Roosevelt's leadership and a symbolic connection to the fight against polio. That's why, since 1946, every dime has carried his portrait on the obverse. The design was created by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. On the front, we see Roosevelt's profile facing left, with the words, "Liberty, in God we trust, the mint year, and the mint mark." On the reverse, we see a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. It's a simple but powerful design, and over the decades, it has become one of the most familiar coins in American life. Now, let's return to the year 2007. At first glance, the 2007 Roosevelt Dime looks just like any other dime minted in the modern era. The composition is the same as it has been since 1965. A clad coin made of copper and nickel with a total weight of 2.27 grams and a diameter of 17.9 millimeters. On the obverse, Roosevelt's portrait remains unchanged, while the reverse still proudly shows the torch, olive branch, and oak branch. But when we start to dig deeper, we find that the 2007 dime comes with its own set of stories, its mintages, its variations, its conditions, and even a few surprises in the collector's market. Mintage and mint marks. In 2007, the dime was struck at two primary U.S. mint facilities, Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, D mint mark. There were also proof coins struck at the San Francisco Mint, S mint mark, made specifically for collectors. 2007 S, San Francisco proofs. About 2 million proof coins were produced. Clearly, the 2007 dime is not rare in terms of sheer numbers. Billions were produced and circulated widely. But as every coin collector knows, sometimes the magic isn't in how many were made, but in how they were made, or how they survived. Circulated versus uncirculated. The average 2007 dime you find in your pocket change today will almost certainly be worth its face value, 10 cents. Circulated examples are extremely common and hold no premium in the collector's market. However, uncirculated examples, coins that have never been used in commerce, can be worth more. In higher grades, such as MS-65 or MS-67, a 2007 dime might sell for a few dollars. Not life-changing money, but still a nice premium over 10 cents. Where things get more interesting is with the proof coins. The San Francisco Mint produced proof dimes in both clad and silver versions for collectors. These coins, with their mirror-like fields and frosted designs, are far more attractive and collectible. Depending on condition and demand, they can be worth anywhere from a couple of dollars up to $20 or more. Errors and varieties. Now, here's where the story gets exciting. For most modern coins, the biggest factor driving value isn't the regular issue, it's the errors and varieties. The 2007 dime is no exception. Collectors are always on the hunt for double die obverses or reverses, where the lettering or design appears doubled due to a die misalignment, off-center strikes, where the design is not properly centered on the coin, clipped planchets, where part of the coin is missing due to a miscut blank, wrong planchet strikes, rare cases where a dime design was struck on a different coin's blank. Any of these errors can transform a common 2007 dime into a collectible piece worth significantly more. Depending on the severity of the error and collector demand, error dimes can sell for tens, hundreds, or even more. It's a reminder that sometimes the most valuable coins aren't the rarest in mintage, but the most unusual in production. Market value and collector interest. So, how much is a 2007 Roosevelt dime worth? For most of us, it's worth 10 cents. That's the honest truth. But in the world of coin collecting, condition and error are everything. A circulated 2007 dime, 10 cents. A high-grade, uncirculated example, $1 to $5. A proof coin from San Francisco, $3 to $20. A rare error example, potentially $100 or more, depending on the error. It's important to stress, not every dime is secretly worth a fortune, but the thrill of the hunt is what keeps collectors engaged. Every time you pull a dime from your pocket change, there's a small chance you might just spot something unusual. And that possibility alone is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Let's pause for a moment and look at some fun trivia about the dime that you might not know. 1. The dime is the smallest and lightest coin in U.S. circulation, even smaller than the penny. 2. Roosevelt's portrait has remained virtually unchanged since 1946, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. 3. The edge of the dime has 118 reeds, the small grooves around the edge. This was originally to prevent people from shaving off bits of precious metal when dimes were made of silver. 4. The 2007 dime, like all modern dimes, is composed of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, with a pure copper core sandwiched between nickel layers. Why collect modern dimes? Some people might wonder, why bother collecting a coin as common as the 2007 dime? The answer is simple. Coin collecting isn't always about the monetary value. It's about history, design, and the thrill of discovery. The Roosevelt dime connects us to President Roosevelt's legacy, to the fight against polio, and to decades of American history. Holding a dime from 2007 might not feel like much, but in another 50 or 100 years, today's common coins may become tomorrow's treasures. Collectors know that every coin tells a story, and sometimes the most ordinary coins become extraordinary in time. And there you have it, the story of the 2007 Roosevelt dime, a coin so small, so common, and yet filled with history, symbolism, and even a dash of hidden potential value. So the next time you find a dime in your pocket change, don't overlook it. Take a closer look. Who knows? You might just be holding on to something special. Thanks for joining me on this journey here on Coin Explorer. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of coins, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another exploration into rare, historic, and fascinating coins from around the world. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep exploring, because you never know when the smallest coin could reveal the biggest story.